But what's really interesting to me is I find it very interesting that there are a lot of Black women who are willing to jump on this bandwagon. So, and we also know that women are underpaid and women are losing their jobs. So, Aisha, how do you think that financial stability plays into this trend, especially for our women, our Black women?
Hmm. Yeah, I think also because we're fragmented, there's a lot of fragmentation happening. People are living so apart now. So it's causing the financial strain to be more felt, right? Because the best way usually is for us to live communally together so that we can share the burden of each other, whether it's financially as a family, whether it's our in our home with our brothers and sisters or aunties. If we live communally, it reduces our expense. It's just natural, but we're not doing that anymore. So we're living far away from each other, and then so we have to pay several mortgages, and then we have to pay for this and that. So it's causing the rift of financial burden to be more even harder for us. So then now we compromise. We think, okay, well then I can do whatever just to make up for what I cannot do, because the core of the issue is not being dealt with, right? And then somebody mentioned, oh well, what about people that want to be okay, alone? But we're actually made for community, no matter how we look at it. We're mostly made for community, so everybody's seeking that community. And the sad thing is, again, we're just fragmented, so it's causing financial hardship for us to be able to afford things that we need or to live the life that we want. So then now we want to compromise by making fake things look real so that we can have that.
That's very interesting, because we're most of the problems that we have in America a lot of times is other people trying to keep up with the Joneses or making appearances so that they can either climb that corporate ladder or whatever it is in their lives, and they don't want certain things in the closet. There are a lot of political people who do this exact same thing because they know if they're in politics, they cannot share their true life. But this is a question for you, Noma. And then I'm actually going to ask you this question to Aisha, because we're all international here. We're everywhere. Like, I'm Portugal, I'm back home. Sometimes I'm in Spain, sometimes I'm in Kentucky, sometimes I'm in California, sometimes I'm in Florida. It's different in every place. All right. California is more acceptable. Florida, not so much. Kentucky, Portugal, I don't see it that often. So is this an American thing? Noma, do you see this a lot where you are?
By where I am, you mean like in Botswana?
Yes, Botswana.
No, but I'm realizing that we are three. I guess our children would call us older women. Having this conversation, and I think that when in my days when I used to be a college instructor, I remember that I used to have this panel of young women that I used to mentor, and I had a course that was for an introductory course that was for freshman women, right? And I remember my mind was always blown by the things they would tell me, and it showed me that I've come now to the age where there's a lot of things that I just don't understand, because when I was growing up, it just wasn't a thing. And I can remember this was more than 10 years ago. I had an open discussion about relationships, and half of the young women in there said that they were fluid and that they just like who they like.